Hey, Stoic warriors. Today I want to share something that life whispered to me in the quiet moments. Something you won't find in books or speeches, but in the raw truth of living itself. You know what separates you from the person you're meant to become? It's not talent. It's not luck. It's not even opportunity. It's the first 60 minutes after you open your eyes. Right now, as you're watching this, think about your last 7 mornings. Be honest with yourself. Did you reach for your phone before your feet touched the ground? Did you scroll through other people's highlight reels while your own day hadn't even started? Did you hit snooze again, telling yourself just 5 more minutes while your dreams got pushed back another day? You're not alone. 99% of people surrender their morning. They hand over their power before they even get out of bed. But here's what they don't tell you, what life whispered to me in those quiet, honest moments. The battle for your entire day is won or lost in those first sacred moments. Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man in the ancient world, wrote in his private journal, "At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, I have to go to work as a human being." Even an emperor understood this truth, that how we begin shapes everything that follows. Picture this. 2 people, same job, same problems, same circumstances. One wakes up reactive, defensive, already defeated by the weight of what's coming. The other rises like a warrior preparing for sacred battle. Guess which one transforms their life? The answer isn't motivation. Motivation is a visitor. It comes and goes. The answer is ritual. The answer is ownership. The answer is deciding right now that your morning belongs to you, not to notifications, not to emergencies, not to the chaos the world wants to dump on your doorstep. I'm going to show you 6 ancient principles that only 1% of people actually live by. These aren't hacks. They're not trends. They're time-tested truths that separate those who merely exist from those who truly live with intention and power. And I need you to feel this. Really feel this. Remember that morning last week when everything went wrong, when you were already stressed before breakfast, when you felt like you were constantly catching up, never getting ahead? That feeling isn't random. It's a direct result of how your day began. Now imagine the opposite. Imagine waking up with clarity, with purpose, with an unshakable sense that you control the day. The day doesn't control you. That's not fantasy. That's what happens when you master your morning. Before we go any further, I need something from you. If this is already resonating, if you're feeling that pull towards something greater, hit that like button right now. Drop a comment telling me what time you woke up this morning. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe to this channel because we're building a community of people who refuse to be ordinary. And whatever you do, don't skip a single part of this video. Each principle builds on the last, and by the end, you'll have a complete system for total morning mastery. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I own my morning. I own my life. Let's begin. Number 1. The sacred silence. Command your inner kingdom. The alarm sounds. Most people immediately fill the silence. Music, news, scrolling, voices. But here's what the ancient Stoics knew. The quality of your thoughts determines the quality of your life, and those first thoughts need space to breathe. Epictetus taught, make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens. Your morning silence is your power. It's where you decide who you're going to be before the world tells you who you should be. Think about yesterday morning. Did you check your phone before you even processed your own thoughts? You literally gave other people's priorities access to your mind before you decided what mattered. That's not control, that's surrender. Here's what this really looks like. You wake up. You don't reach for anything. You sit on the edge of your bed for 60 seconds, just 60 seconds, and you breathe. You ask yourself 3 questions. What do I control today? What am I grateful for right now? Who do I choose to be today? This isn't meditation mumbo-jumbo. This is psychological warfare. You're literally programming your mind before the world hacks into it. You're choosing your emotional state instead of inheriting one from whatever notification pops up first. I'll tell you a truth that might hurt. If you can't sit with yourself for 60 seconds without distraction, you don't control your mind. Your mind controls you. And if your mind controls you, then every trigger, every stress, every minor inconvenience throughout your day will own you completely. The 1% who wake up differently, they create what I call the sacred silence, a non-negotiable buffer between sleep and reactivity. It's the difference between starting your day as a king, commanding an empire, versus a servant responding to demands. Remember that feeling of overwhelm, that anxiety that grips you some mornings? It starts when you skip this step. It starts when you let the external world invade your internal kingdom before you've even fortified the gates. Your morning silence isn't selfish. It's strategic. It's the difference between living intentionally and just surviving reactively. Tomorrow morning, before you do anything else, 60 seconds, just you, just breath, just presence. Watch how it changes everything. Number 2. The movement ritual. Conquer your body, command your day. Your body is talking to you every single morning. For most people, it's screaming, "I'm tired, I'm stiff, 5 more minutes." But here's the truth the 1% understand. Your body follows your will, or your will follows your body's weakness. Seneca wrote, "It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that they are difficult." Your morning movement is your daily dare, your proof that you command this vessel. Close your eyes and remember the last time you hit snooze. Remember that mental negotiation. I'll just rest a bit more. I'll work out later. I'm too tired. Every time you have that conversation and surrender, you're training yourself to quit. Not just on exercise, on everything. You're literally programming your brain to choose comfort over commitment. Now feel the opposite. Remember a morning. Maybe it's rare, but remember when you got up and moved. Maybe you did push-ups. Maybe you stretched. Maybe you just walked outside and felt the cold air wake up your skin. Remember how that day felt different? How you had energy you didn't expect? How problems seemed smaller? That wasn't coincidence. That was cause and effect. The ancient Stoics trained their bodies not for vanity but for discipline. They understood that a body that obeys commands becomes a mind that does the same. When you tell your body, "Get up," and it does. When you tell it, "Move," and it does, you're establishing authority over your entire existence. This isn't about becoming an athlete. This is about winning the first battle of the day. Because if you can't win against your own resistance in the morning, how will you win against life's resistance during the day? Here's your ritual. Before you check anything, before you consume anything, move for just 10 minutes. Push-ups until you feel alive. Stretches until your body remembers it's capable. A walk until your mind clears. The specific exercise doesn't matter. The non-negotiable commitment does. Think about how you feel right now. Maybe you're sitting down watching this. Notice your body. It wants to stay comfortable, doesn't it? That voice that says, "I'll start tomorrow." That's the voice you must conquer every single morning. Number 3. The intention decree. Architect your reality before it happens. Here's a question that will expose everything. Do you design your day, or does your day happen to you? Most people wake up and wait. They wait to see what fires need putting out. They wait to see what problems emerge. They wait for life to show them what kind of day they're going to have. That's not living. That's reacting. Marcus Aurelius faced assassination attempts, plagues, wars, and betrayals. Yet every morning he wrote, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love." He didn't wait to see if it would be a good day. He decided it would be meaningful. Think about last Monday. You probably woke up already anxious about meetings, deadlines, that difficult conversation you've been avoiding. You spent your morning energy worrying about things that hadn't even happened yet. By the time your day actually started, you were already exhausted, already defeated. Now imagine this instead. You wake up. After your silence, after your movement, you take out paper, actual paper, not your phone, and you write 3 things. My primary objective today is. The person I will be today is. One challenge I will face with grace is. This is called the intention decree. You're not predicting your day. You're programming it. You're telling your subconscious mind exactly what victory looks like before the battlefield reveals itself. The difference is profound. When you declare your intention, you activate what psychologists call the reticular activating system. Your brain literally starts filtering reality to support your declared purpose. You start seeing opportunities you would have missed. You start making decisions aligned with who you declared you'd be. But when you skip this, your brain defaults to survival mode. It scans for threats, focuses on problems, magnifies fears. Same circumstances, completely different experience. Here's what this looks like in real life. 2 people stuck in traffic. One declared that morning, "I choose patience and perspective today." The other woke up reactive. The traffic is identical. The experience is universes apart. You already know this is true because you've lived both versions. Remember that day when you felt unstoppable, when obstacles seemed small? You probably, maybe unconsciously, set a powerful intention. And remember that day everything irritated you. No intention, just reaction. Your morning decree is your declaration of sovereignty. It's you telling reality, "I choose the lens through which I see this day." Number 4. The fuel ritual. Feed your temple, starve your chaos. What's the first thing you put into your body? Coffee, sugar, processed quick-fix breakfast that leaves you crashing by 10 a.m.? Or do you treat your body like the sacred temple that carries your purpose through this world? Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." And you cannot master yourself if you're enslaved to cravings, crashes, and the chemical roller coaster of poor fuel choices. Let me paint you a picture you'll recognize. You skip breakfast or grab something quick. By mid-morning, you're irritable. Your focus is scattered. Someone says something minor and you snap. You tell yourself you're just stressed. But the truth, you're running on fumes and your body is literally in survival mode. Now, contrast that with this. You drink water first. Before anything else, you hydrate the system that dehydrated during sleep. Then you eat something real, not a sugar bomb, not processed garbage, real food that your great-grandparents would recognize. Protein, healthy fats, maybe some fruit. Watch what happens. Your blood sugar stabilizes. Your mind sharpens. that patience you wish you had. It appears not because you're suddenly enlightened, but because your biology is finally supporting your intentions instead of sabotaging them. This isn't about being perfect. This is about understanding cause and effect. The 1% who control their mornings understand this. Your body chemistry determines your emotional chemistry. Feed it chaos, get chaos. Feed it stability, get power. Think about your worst day last week. Now think about what you ate that morning or didn't eat. See the connection? Your anxiety, your short temper, your lack of focus weren't character flaws. They were biological consequences of biological neglect. The ancient Stoics practiced what they called ascesis, training and discipline. They knew that physical discipline creates mental discipline. When you choose nourishment over convenience, you're not just feeding your body, you're exercising your will. You're proving to yourself that you can choose long-term benefit over short-term craving. Here's your ritual: water first, always. Then real food within your first hour of waking, not what's easy, what's right. And watch coffee. It's a tool, not a foundation. You should wake up energized because you slept well and fueled well, not because you chemically forced alertness. Your morning fuel determines whether you're running on premium or poison. Choose accordingly. Number 5. The learning hour. Sharpen the blade before the battle. Be brutally honest. When was the last time you fed your mind something that actually made you better? Not scrolled social media, not binged news designed to enrage you, not consumed entertainment. When did you actually learn something that expanded your capability? Seneca warned, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." But he also taught that wisdom is the cure. And wisdom doesn't appear magically. It's cultivated daily, intentionally, in the quiet morning hours before the world demands your attention. Picture your mind like a blade. Every day you use it for problems, decisions, relationships, work. But when do you sharpen it? Most people never do. They wonder why life feels dull, why they keep making the same mistakes, why they feel stuck. Your blade is dull because you never sharpen it. The 1% who master their mornings spend at least 15 minutes learning, not passively consuming, actively learning, reading philosophy, studying strategy, listening to wisdom, writing to process and understand. They're feeding their minds the way athletes feed their bodies. Think about how you feel right now. Probably a little overwhelmed by life's complexity, right? Now, imagine if every morning you spent just 15 minutes learning how to handle one aspect of life better. Communication, emotional regulation, financial literacy, leadership, strategic thinking. In 1 month, that's 7+ hours of focused learning. In a year, over 90 hours. That's the difference between the person who keeps repeating the same year for a decade and the person who evolves exponentially. But here's what actually happens for most people. They scroll their phone for 45 minutes every morning, absorbing other people's curated lives, other people's opinions, other people's drama. Then they wonder why they feel empty, why they're not growing, why opportunities pass them by. The ancient Stoics read every morning. They journaled, they contemplated, not because they had more time. They were running empires, fighting wars, managing crises, but because they understood. A sharp mind cuts through problems that dull minds can't even comprehend. Your learning ritual isn't about becoming a philosopher. It's about becoming capable. It's about having frameworks when chaos comes. It's about seeing opportunities others miss because you trained yourself to see them. 15 minutes, one chapter, one concept, one level up, every single morning. That's the compound interest of wisdom. Number 6, the gratitude anchor. Find strength in what you have, not what you lack. Here's the trap that destroys most people before their day even begins. They wake up thinking about what's missing, what they don't have, what went wrong yesterday, what might go wrong today. They start from a position of lack, and that scarcity mindset colors everything that follows. Marcus Aurelius, who had everything the world could offer, still wrote every morning about gratitude. He said, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to think, to enjoy, to love." The most powerful man in the world anchored himself in gratitude before facing his empire. Think about your morning thoughts. Honest inventory right now. Do you wake up grateful for your health or focused on your aches? Grateful for opportunity or stressed about obligations? Grateful for the people in your life or annoyed by their demands? The lens you choose determines everything. Same life, completely different experience. Here's what most people don't understand. Gratitude isn't about ignoring problems or pretending everything is perfect. It's about anchoring yourself in strength before facing challenges. It's about remembering your resources before confronting your obstacles. Two people lose their job. One wakes up thinking, "I lost everything." The other wakes up thinking, "I still have my health, my skills, people who love me, and now I have freedom to find something better." Same circumstance. One person is destroyed, the other is liberated. The difference? The morning gratitude anchor, your ritual. Before you step into the chaos, write down 3 specific things you're grateful for. Not generic, specific. Not my family, but the way my daughter laughed yesterday. Not my health, but that I can walk without pain. Not my home, but that I have a warm bed to sleep in. This specificity rewires your brain. Neuroscience proves it. Gratitude literally changes your brain chemistry, reducing cortisol, increasing dopamine and serotonin. You become biochemically more resilient, more creative, more capable. But here's the deeper truth. When you anchor in gratitude, you realize you're already winning. You're not starting from zero, desperately trying to gain ground. You're starting from abundance, choosing how to invest your wealth. Remember that morning last month when everything felt heavy? Now remember a morning when you felt genuinely blessed. The external circumstances weren't that different. Your internal anchor was. Start from strength, start from gratitude, then go build something extraordinary on that foundation. So here we are, 6 ancient principles, 1 modern application. The morning ritual that separates the 1% who truly live from the 99% who merely exist. Let's be clear about what just happened here. You didn't just learn techniques. You were handed a blueprint for total life transformation. Because when you control your morning, you control your mind. When you control your mind, you control your response. When you control your response, you control your life. But here's the truth that matters most. Knowledge without action is just entertainment. You can watch this video, feel inspired for 3 minutes, then go back to hitting snooze and scrolling your phone. Or you can decide, right now, this moment, that tomorrow morning is different. Tomorrow, you wake up in silence. You move your body. You declare your intention. You fuel yourself properly. You sharpen your mind. You anchor in gratitude. You do this before the world gets a vote. That's how you join the 1%. That's how you reclaim total control. The ancient Stoics have given you the map. Now you must walk the path. If this resonated with you, hit that like button right now. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. Drop a comment telling me which of these 6 principles you're committing to first. And subscribe to this channel. We're building an army of people who refuse to be ordinary. Your morning is waiting. Your life is waiting. Now, go claim it.